Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another action-packed night of football here on your Dragon Sports Network. My name is Alex Burkhart. I will be the audio play-by-play caller this evening. Unfortunately, we've got such high wind gusts that we will only be having my voice as a part of tonight's live stream. So if you'd like to mute your TV, you can. If you'd like to listen to some commentary and some live action, please feel free to keep the audio on. Also, I've got my main man, Jimmy, on the camera today, so big shout out to Jimmy. And we are going to have an excellent night tonight. So, to kick off the evening, tonight we have a top-tier matchup between your 16th rank, according to Max Prep, 16th ranked 5-2 Mid-Buchanan Dragons, who will be facing off against neighbor rivals, number 4 ranked 7-0 East Buchanan Bulldogs here in Boston, Missouri at Mid-Buchanan High School. The Dragons are currently coming off of a win against the Hamilton Penny Hornets, 13-8. I recently spoke with Coach Fritz. He stated that they won that game with physicality. So it was a physical game, and we might have that tonight considering there is some wind, like I mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, the East Buchanan Bulldogs are coming off a solid performance against St. Michael, the Archangel, out of Lee Summit, 40-24. Both teams are looking for a big win this evening. If Mid-Buchanan wins, they will have a share of the conference championship, which would be the third in school history. If East Buchanan wins, they will be the sole winners of the KCI championship this evening. Both crowds have turned out as we have another cold but windy night for Friday night football. And, folks, we got some championship implications on the line this evening, as it does look like Porter Pearson, Xander Brown, and does look like Jackson Savage are going to go out as captains with Coach Fritz. Thank you all who are tuning into the Dragon Sports Network here on YouTube. Both Dragon Faithful and East Buchanan audience tuning in this evening. Thank you. I hope we have a great matchup between the two ball clubs. We've got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And we'll get this thing kicked off. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce some of the key players for tonight's game, starting off with the East Buchanan Bulldogs. How can I not start off with their main man, number 20, Trevor Klein, for the East Buchanan Bulldogs? This guy is an absolute stud. He has played, I think, since his darn near his freshman year, leading the East Buchanan Bulldogs. They've got senior Gage Busby at quarterback, number 3. You're going to see them both play little safety roles as well. Number 14, Aiden Hensley. Number 7, Mason Brown. Number 8, Trey Johnson. Number 5, Dylan Davidson. Number 11, Ty Engel. Number 13, Aiden Rhodes. And number 33, Ben Rhodes. Some guys to look on their offensive line speaking. You've got Nick Klein, number 57, number 52, Wyatt Parker, number 54, Tucker Musser, number 58, Cade Jones, number 69, Chase Mears, number 75, Barrett Beach, and number 76, Corbin Allen. Now, it does look like the East Buchanan Bulldogs are going to end up kicking to start the half, which means they will get the ball here in the second half. East Buchanan, they are back-to-back state champions. I must add that. But on the flip side, here in Fawcett, Missouri, since 2018, they are 4-1 against the Mid-Buchanan Dragons. Last win coming in a district championship outing where the East Buchanan Bulldogs edged out the Mid-Buchanan Dragons here at Fawcett, Missouri. Last 3 matchups, the East Buchanan Bulldogs are 3-0 against the Dragons. Some notable mention, to mention some guys about the Dragons. I will get into that here shortly, so bear with me 1 second, folks, before I lose all of my papers. If Dorothy off of that's going to go bounce into the end zone. So let me introduce you to your starting lineup for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons. Again, thank you for tuning into the Dragons Sports Network. At quarterback, number 12, Rafe Smith. At running back, number 5, Ian Waginka. Wide receivers consist of Brayson Weston, number 7, number 8, Spencer Cunningham, and number 9, Christopher Kovalevich, and number 10, Jackson Savage. I'll get to the big guys up front here shortly. Start out in shotgun formation. Hand off to Waginka. Waginka's going to try to bounce to the outside. He gets wrapped up on the outside. Looked like it was a play by number 57, Nick Klein, who is their leading tackler for the East Buchanan Bulldogs, as he loses about 2 yards on the play. Up front for the Dragons, as you can see, we've got number 56. Let's see. Starting at the center spot, Brady Pugh, senior. Motion ground, pass out to Waginka. Waginka's going to juke out a guy. Cut up field, only gain about a yard. Some other notable mentions on the line. Number 51, Quincy Brooks. Number 58, Kyan McGinnis. Number 77, Holden Sumner. And number 65, Ledger Minery. East Buck's going to show 5. They're going to bring 5. Scramble Rafe. He's going to escape the pocket, looking downfield. He's still up on his feet, wrapped up by a host of Bulldogs as they sack him. Does look like Klein was on the sack. Also with him was number 78. That's going to be a quick 3 and out for the East Buchanan Bulldogs to start this matchup. Number 78 was Jimmy, what just happened there? You guys all saw that, and I had no idea. I was trying to figure out who number 78 was. It looks like it's Jacob King. And meanwhile, what happened, Jimmy? It looks like it was kind of a muff punt by Jackson Savage. It's going to give great field position to the East Buchanan Bulldogs. Ball's going to be placed on the Dragons' 33-yard line. Give you an idea on what the clock's looking like. There's 10 minutes into this first quarter. It does look like the East Buchanan Bulldogs are going to jump off sides, though. Oh, we've got a little referee audio this evening at Fawcett, Missouri, as they're going to call that on Dylan Davidson, number 5, but I actually thought that it was 26. Maybe my eyes are tricking me. Jacob King was on that sack for the Bulldogs. Shotgun formation, Bugbee pitches it out to Trevor Klein. Trevor Klein's going to try to cut up field and get a couple yards. He does gain 5, gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Something notable to mention here in this matchup, folks, these are no longer Class 1 teams, as both teams have moved up into the Class 2 rankings in Missouri. As I mentioned earlier, the Bulldogs actually are ranked, I believe, number 2. So, shotgun set, going to go right to Klein. Klein's going to try to bounce to the outside, gets about 7 on the play. They are going to try to get speedy here, as Coach Ritter, got the guys playing fast, but there is a flag. Looks like we've got a false start against the Bulldogs. Coach Dan Ritter, like I mentioned, this team is coming off back-to-back state championships. Trying to get a first drive going for the Bulldogs as they motion a man. It's going to be motion. It's going to be pitched. Look like Mason Brown on the motion. That's going to be a pass for Busby. They're going to run trips here to the short side. Busby back with Klein. Busby's going to take the snap. He's going to run a little RPO. He's going to find his man on the outside, which is Mason Brown for an East Buchanan first down. Little RPO action out of the East Buchanan Bulldogs as they complete a nice little hitch route on the outside for a first down. So far, Coach Ritter's trying to get, looks like Mason Brown, senior, into the mix as he has 375 yards receiving for the Bulldogs and 5 touchdowns this year alone through the air, or receiving-wise. Klein's going to set out in wildcat formation. Motion. Trey Johnson. Klein's going to take himself. He's going to stiff arm. Goodness gracious. He stiff-armed Nick Payne on the outside. Absolutely put him into the turf as he gets up to about the 5-yard line. That was a vicious stiff arm by Trevor Klein. 7 minutes to go here in this first quarter. They're going to stay in wildcat as they're going to run right. Touchdown Bulldogs. Ran right behind Chase Mears as he kind of played like a fullback almost. And that's a big boy to run right behind, folks. He's 6'4", 300-plus pounds as the East Buchanan Bulldogs get on the board 6-0 here in Fossett, Missouri. Kick is away. It does not look like it. Oh, my goodness. That kick fluttered in the air and actually went through for the East Buchanan Bulldogs as it's going to make the score 7-0 here in the first quarter. 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go. We appreciate everyone who's tuning in. Sorry we don't have any audience audio. As of right now, there's not a lot of noise being made over here on the Mid-Buchanan side. So first drive, East Buchanan goes for it on 4th down. If you were watching, completes a little RPO run pass option. Finds Mason Brown for the first down. That being said, though, their first drive does end in 7. And now here the Dragons come back on the field, and they are hoping to get something going as Coach Friss and this offense go a quick 3 and out to start the game. They need to get the ball moving downfield in the right direction. They've got a little backwind. It's kind of blowing out of the west, out of the northwest. Ray Smith shotgun. Handed off to Ian. Ian Wagink is gonna. Oh my gosh, he's gonna fumble. Ball still loose. Ian almost runs into his own guy and drops the ball, and now the fumble's recovered by the East Buchanan Bulldogs. Number 7, Mason Brown, the recovery, and that is a painful turnover for the Dragons. 7 minutes to go, and East Buchanan reclaims the ball back on the Dragons' 33-yard line, which is where they started their last drive. Busby steps back. He's going to find Klein on the outside, wrapped up by Savage. Savage is going to pull Trevor Klein down in play. Not until he gains about 8. Busby's going to look to throw it again. He does find Trey Johnson on this outside, wrapped up by Waginka. That will be good for a first down for the Bulldogs. Looks like they're going to stack up double receivers on the outside as Klein is on one side in the back. He's going to run a little out route. Busby's going to look to throw it in the end zone. He just kind of airs it out as he had no one there as Jackson Savage was in good coverage. Busby's going to hand it off. Looks like number 26, but wrapped up in the backfield by number 56 on the play. Actually, number 52, Brady Pugh on the tackle. As it's going to make it 3rd and 10, East Buchanan. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Let's see what the Bulldogs do here as ball is placed on the 20-yard line. Looks like they're going to go under center as Klein is going to rotate motion to the backfield, but he's not. He's going to be met by a couple Dragons as looks like Ledger Minery got a great push off the ball, followed up by number 7, Brayson Weston. And that's going to be a loss of about 1. Going into the wind, what is Coach Ritter going to do for the East Buchanan Bulldogs? I would assume he will go for it as they've got a solid passing attack with Busby has about 1,250 yards, 1,250 yards through the air. So he's going to play action pass, roll out to the outside, pressured. Going to take a shot, but he is not going to find his man as his receiver falls down. That's going to be a huge turnover of downs for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons as they hold strong after an Ian Waginka fumble and get a turnover. Great job, great resilience by the Dragons here on Dragon Sports Network. Again, it's cold. It is cold. It's about 50. It feels like, you know, they say it's 50 degrees, but the wind is blowing at about 20 miles an hour. It feels more like, I don't know, 35. I'm chilly. I am chilly. Gang of about 1 by Savage. It looked like we went ahead and Dragons went in a Wildcat formation. see what happens here. As it looks like Savage is going to take it by himself in the backfield again as he gains about, 3 yards or so on the play. Jackson Savage only has about 14 carries for about 30 yards or so, and Coach Fritz is trying to get the run game going with him a little bit early on as the Dragons substitute in Ian McGarry. Nolan McGarry, my goodness. Apologize, Nolan, on that one. Does look like Coach Fritz is going to burn one of those timeouts as we get under the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. Real quick, Dragon Sports Network would like to thank some of our sponsors here on YouTube. Not on YouTube, but here locally. Anderson Ford, Anderson Kia of Kansas City, Athan Brothers Farms, Ellis Auger, and Ford Seeds. As we get back into the action, just under 3 minutes to go. It's going to be third and about 6 on the third and about 7. Motion looks like Savage is going to look to throw. He's going to air it over here to Chris Kovalevich as he throws it just outside above his head. I don't quite know what happened to Rafe Smith, but it does look like Savage is starting to take snaps. I can't find Rafe. Anywhere, as the starting quarterback for the Dragons has seemed to, I don't know what happened to him. If you can, does look like poison. East Buchanan's going to about get hit by it. And there goes my announcement sheet again. That would be number 2 on the season, as we are keeping tally of how many times I can lose my papers up here on the top of the press box. So if you got a tracker at home and you're keeping track of how many times I lose my sheet, that would be number 2, folks. So mark it on your tracker. Looks like Trevor Klein's going to take it himself. Going to be wrapped up by Ledrementary, but he's going to carry him about for 6 or 7 yards. Busby in the backfield. Shotgun. Looks like they're going to blitz. Trevor Klein's going to take it to the outside. Stiff arm. Big stiff arm on Jackson Savage as Trevor Klein's going to rumble and stumble all the way down to the 8-yard line for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. Huge stiff arm by Trevor Klein on Jackson Savage as he takes it all the way down within the red zone for the Bulldogs. Going to go right back to Klein. Same exact handoff and run. And he's going to gang about 5. Second and 4, 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Luckily, I do not need the sheet that flew away. Busby back in the backfield, hands it off to Klein. Klein's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. Great play, it looks like, by number 11 for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons, Xander Brown, as he works his way off of an East Buchanan Bulldogs offensive lineman and gets a tackle in the backfield. Great play by Brown. I don't know if Jimmy can get a shot of the flagpole after this drive, but just to give you guys an idea on what we are dealing with up here, if I had a umbrella, you might call me Mary Poppins and I would fly away, folks. Busby's going to take it, hand off, or pitch to Klein. Klein's going to bounce to the outside, and he's going to scramble and stumble in for 6 as the East Buchanan Bulldogs score again. When I mentioned the key players and I mentioned Trevor Klein, I was meaning Trevor Klein. He is a player. He is a player. I think that tallied up his 20th total touchdown of the season as he scores there, putting the score at 14, East Buchanan, Mid-Buchanan 0, with 1:06 to go here in the half. Looks like the Bulldogs are going to have somebody hold the ball, as it is a windy one. If I haven't already mentioned that. 1:06 to go here in the first quarter. That's going to be a good kick. Savage is going to take it. He's going to bounce off his chest plate. He's going to try to take it in the middle. He's going to bounce the outside back into the middle. Wrapped up at about the 27-yard line. As the clock just winds down under the minute mark. I still cannot find Rafe Smith anywhere. Number 12. Handoff to Waginka. Waginka's going to power his way for about 4 yards. Going to make it 2nd and 6 here. Possum, Missouri. Mid-Buchanan trying to get something going on offense. Jackson Savage in the backfield for the Dragons. Hands off to Waginka. Waginka's going to get wrapped up after, not until he gains about a yard. But that's about all there is there for him to get. I mean, I'm looking all around for Rafe Smith, and I can't seem to find him, as it does look like it's going to wind down to just end of the first quarter. So I just got a report from Jimmy, our camera guy, that our trainer is, I don't know if he's on the field or not, but we're in a situation where I am looking for the starting quarterback for our Mid-Buchanan Dragons here on Dragon Sports Network, and I cannot find him. That being said, though, Coach Fritz is going to definitely rally his troops as this Mid-Buchanan squad has 0 give-up, and you need to keep this game on until the last second because that is how Coach Fritz has his team playing and how the kids play all year and how they played all year. Jackson Savage back, shotgun. He's going to option out to the right to Waginka. Waginka is going to actually get upfield. First down, Dragons, as Ian Waginka gets the first down. That's going to be number 1 of the day for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons as we go into the second quarter. Big start of the quarter for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons. As Savage and Waginka run a little option play. Savage is going to take it himself to the outside. It's going to be wrapped up by a plethora of Bulldogs, but he does stay inside. He does stay in bounds, I mean. Thanks again to everybody who is tuning into the Dragons Sports Network here on YouTube. I'm getting a report that Rafe Smith is gone. I don't know if it's injury or what the case might be, but the starting quarterback for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons is not currently in for them. That being said, next man up for this Mid-Buchanan Dragons squad as Jackson Savage is mainly taking the snaps at quarterback for Coach Fritz and this Dragons offense. Savage shotgun. He's going to fake it to Waginka, but he is going to be wrapped up in the backfield by, it does look like, number 52, Wyatt Parker, senior for the East Buchanan Bulldogs, as that's going to be a tackle for about a 3-yard loss. This kick is going to be into the wind as Savage is back to punt. Coach Fritz. Oh, he kicked a low one. That was a smart idea as it takes a Mid-Buchanan Dragon bounce. Mason Brown's going to try to take it himself. He does, but he gets wrapped up after about a gain of 5 as the clock runs down to about 9 minutes and 22 seconds. Nolan McGarry on the tackle for the Dragons. This drive is going to start on the East Buchanan 21-yard line. The first time they're going to actually have it on their side of the field to start a drive. They're going to pitch it out here to Trevor Klein. Gain of about 6 yards by Klein, as they like to run that little motion to Klein. When they get him running downhill, the dude is a speedster. So that is a great situation for Coach Ritter and the East Buchanan Bulldogs. Second and about 4. Busby's going to go under center. He's going to fake the pitch. Does look like he's going to fake the pitch to Trevor Klein. He's going to hand it off to Aiden Smith for the Bulldogs and gains about 7 or 8 on the play for East Buchanan first down. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Busby's going to be under center. Going to fake the pitch. Going to hand it off to Trevor Klein through that little alleyway. He's going to bounce to the outside, and Trevor Klein is off. He does get tackled, though. Great hustle play by Jackson Savage, but that is going to be a gang of about 60 yards on the play as he takes it all the way down to, it looks like, well, not quite 60, but probably 50. Within the 20-yard line, back to Klein. He's going to trip over the turf, and he's going to gang about 2. This East Buchanan team, from what I've seen, like to go from shotgun formation, but today I think they said just, maybe I haven't seen them go under center a lot because I'm here on Dragon Sports Network, but that being said, it's working out for them. As they are getting the ground game running, it does look like they're going to put Aiden Smith in the backfield with Trevor Klein here to the slot. Motion out here to the right. They're going to probably hand it right off to Aiden Smith. He's going to get wrapped up on the play by Ian Waginka. Ball will be in the red zone as the East Buchanan Bulldogs are driving down the field. For 26, Aiden Smith in the backfield again with Busby. Motion Klein. Going to give it right to Klein on the motion jet sweep. Klein is going to power his way for it looks like an East Buchanan first down. As it is going to be first and goal. Ball will be placed on the 9-yard line. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Looks like Chris Kovalevich is going to rotate over to the center of the field. Going to hand it off to Klein. Klein's going to go right to the middle of the field. He will be brought down short. Again, we appreciate all those who are watching at home. This has been a pretty one-sided affair here on the Dragon Sports Network as there's 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. East Buchanan is driving. They're going to pitch it out to Trevor Klein. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield by leading tackler for the Dragons, Spencer Cunningham, and number 9, Christopher Kovalevich. And when I say one-sided affair, I mean East Buchanan Bulldogs have come out and scored 14 unanswered in the first quarter. And the Dragons are trying to get a big stop here on their goal line. Handoff to Klein. Klein's going to fall behind his big guys and 1-2 step into the end zone. That's going to be number 3 on the day for Trevor Klein. And if I'm doing math correctly, that would be number 21 for the season as Trevor Klein scores again for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. Kick is down. Kick is good for the Bulldogs. That's going to take our score here in Fawcett, Missouri. 21, East Buchanan 21, Mid-Buchanan 0. Watershed. Oh my goodness, the Dragons get a little tricky trying to get something going on the special team side because the Dragons are needing some points here in the first half. 4 minutes and 4 seconds to go here in this half. Dragons crowd is trying to get the Dragons players into this, get them involved in this game. Savage is going to be in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff. We'll be wrapped up at about the line of scrimmage. Gang's about one. Second and 9. Ball is going to be on the 39-yard line. 3 minutes and 25 seconds here to go in the second quarter. East Buchanan's up 21-0. Motion Brown. Savage is going to throw it in double coverage, and it's going to be broken up on the play. Alexander Brown's a little shooken up. Mid-Buchanan without their starting quarterback, number 12, Ray Smith. I know I keep mentioning it, but that's a big-time player for the Dragons as he is their starting quarterback. Oh, my goodness, Christopher Kovalevich with the one-handed snag as a flag does come out. But, oh, my gosh, wow. Savage throws an absolute zinger, and Chris Kovalevich reaches out with his right hand and grabs it. There's something for the Dragons to get a little excited about on the offensive side of the field. Holy moly. Wow. Very nice play by Chris Kovalevich. Handoff to Wagika. Massive dogs are going to wrap him up as he gains about 4 yards. That might be the spark the Dragons needed here on the offensive side of the field as Jackson Savage throws an absolute dart down the seam. Finds Chris Kovalevich with the one-handed snag for about 25. Xander Brown's going to get down on the 4-point, tight end set. Grayson Weston's going to motion. Savage is going to scramble. He's going to throw it right to East Buchanan Bulldog defender. As he looks for Christopher Kovalevich and throws it right to number 1 for the Bulldogs. 1 second as I figure out who number 1 is. Caden Ray. As Savage scrambles out here to the kind of the short side of the field, away from his throwing arm, as he's a righty, and just throws it right to an East Buchanan Bulldog player. Bulldogs will take over on the 42-yard line. Busby's going to kind of muff the snap. Little trickery. He's got a guy downfield, 2 guys downfield, wide open, stretched out, and it looks like he does not catch it as they try to look for Aiden Rhodes. Busby had 2 guys streaking downfield wide open. Looks to Rhodes, and I don't know if a wind caught it or what, but Busby, empty set. Going to look to throw it to the outside. intended for number 8, Trey Johnson. It's going to be incomplete. 3rd and 10, 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go. As you can see, the ball is placed on the close side hash marker, and it's about to roll to the center of the field. That shows you just how bad the wind is, folks. If you got a glimpse of that right there, perfect example. Ball was set, placed, and it just started rolling away from the center for the Bulldogs. Shotgun, going to be in motion to Aiden Smith. Play action, going to look downfield, kind of a push off by the Bulldogs, but he's going to air it out. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Dylan Davidson. It is Dylan Davidson. That is going to be a 4th down. Sought for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons. Here in the second quarter, does look like the Bulldogs intend to punt. Back to return for the Dragons is Jackson Savage. If I had to guess, this is going to be a monster punt just because of where the wind is blowing, but we will see. Almost blocked. Going to roll straight to the Mid-Buchanan sideline as it's going to be, oh, he's in the end zone. Oh, they're going to say he was down at the 1-yard line, but it looked like he might have had his foot in the end zone. I don't know what they're going to call here, but it almost looked like he recovered it with a foot or so in the end zone, which would mean it's a touchback, but I don't know what they're going to end up calling here. I guess the ball is going to be placed at the 3-yard line as the Dragons, great punt for the East Buchanan Bulldogs as the Dragons are going to start with their backs against the wall here in their own end zone. Does look like they're going to lose about a yard or so. Timeout, East Buchanan on the play. Mid-Buchanan Aaron Dragon Sports Network would like to thank some of our sponsors: Harris Heating and Cooling, Jim Barnett Auction, K. Carver Construction, Keller Williams, Lisenby Trucking, M&L Exterminators, Matt's Truck and Trailer, Peak to Peak. Thank you all again for tuning into the Dragon Sports Network. We apologize for no audio for the student section or anything like that. We're currently getting wind gusts probably 20 plus miles an hour as Jimmy and I are thankfully heavy enough we won't get blown away, but my papers sure aren't. Does look like the Dragons are going to keep it out of safety, out of the end zone for a safety. That East Buchanan is going to call another timeout as Coach Ritter is trying to score some more points here in the first half. Hey Jimmy, can you go ahead and just give the people an idea on this flag? Can you get it over there by chance before they get back to the, because we got a timeout. Look. Hopefully he can get there in time and then scan back. But this flag, I mean, the flagpole might fly away. we might stay here, but the flagpole might not. Look at that. That is incredible. That gives you guys just an idea on how bad this wind is. We're getting back over to the action, but that just shows that, yeah, I might have lost my papers again, but there's a reason. Empty set. Savage is in the backfield. 3rd and 2. He's going to hand it off to Ian Wagika. Wagika's going to try to get to the outside. He will get a yard. Well, I don't know if he gained a yard, but he will get forward progress. Will not put him in the end zone for safety, but East Buck is going to call another timeout as the clock runs down to 1:15. As it's 4th and about 11, ball is placed on the 2-yard line. Savage is going to have his, oh my goodness, he kicked a line drive. It's going to bounce to about the 24-yard line with 1:07 to go. He still got it out of the end zone. I thought it was going to get blocked as he didn't have a lot of room with his back feet basically on the back of the Dragons' own touchdown or end zone. As you can see, the East Buchanan Bulldogs lead here at Boston, Missouri, 21-0 against the Mid-Buchanan Dragons. Shotgun formation. Klein's going to motion to the slot. Busby's going to look back. He's going to find Klein. It's going to be looks like it's going to be a screen as he does get out of bounds, but does get the first down. Clock is still winding, which technically it should stop, and I think Ritter's yelling at the ref, but they don't see it. It's still running. Busby's going to throw it. He's going to find his guy. They're going to hurry up, though. 40 seconds to go. 2nd and short. Handoff Klein. Klein's going to power his way, but doesn't get there. They are going to stop the clock as they are getting the ball set. Clock is running down. 35 seconds to go. Busby's in the backfield with Klein. Handoff Klein. Klein's going to be met in the backfield by Ian Wagika and a host of Dragons as the clock is still running. 20 seconds to go. Can the East Buchanan Bulldogs score before the half is over? They're going to, let's see if they do a little quarterback sneak. No, it clocked it. Busby is going to clock it. Smart play with 13.3 seconds to go here in this first half. As I thought they were just going to end up letting it wind down to the second half. But they don't. Klein is going to be back in Wildcat formation. I would expect them to go right up the gut, right behind the big man. Got a great push by the offensive line, and Klein does scurry in for another 6 for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. 9.4 seconds is left on the clock here in the first half. Coach Ritter elects to use all of his timeouts as the Mid-Buchanan Dragons were backed up on their own goal line, and they punt it, get it to about the 25-yard line. East Buchanan gangs, 5-10 here and there, get it all the way down. Busby clocks it with 13.3 to go on the clock. Flying Wildcat formation, takes it in behind the big guys for another touchdown, as that tallies up number 4 on the day, making that number 22 for the season for Trevor Klein. Savage is going to take it. Fumbles. Bounces out of bounds. .5 seconds. 3.5 seconds to go in this first half, as your Mid-Buchanan Dragons trail on the Dragon Sports Network 28-0. This will be the second win for the East Buchanan Bulldogs in Fawcett, Missouri since 2018. And the game's still not over, folks. We got a lot of time left. I mean, it's 28-0. Dragons do trail. Lots of time left. Coach Fritz has got to get his guys to regroup here at halftime, losing key player Rafe Smith early on in the game, and come out in the second half firing, because there's still a lot of ball game left and lots of time to come back, folks. Stay tuned. We will be back here shortly on the Dragon Sports Network for your second half here at Fawcett, Missouri, Mid-Buchanan High School. fired back up here on the Dragon Sports Network. Welcome in, welcome in. If you kept the stream on, thank you, thank you. Currently, clock is winding down, just under 30 seconds to go here at halftime. Your Mid-Buchanan Dragons will be kicking off to start the second half. The Dragons trail against the East Buchanan Bulldogs here at home 28-0 as we are in a wind tunnel up here on the top of the press box. It doesn't seem to stop as this wind continues to pound. That being said, I am standing up. I might do a couple jumping jacks while we're on the broadcast. I might even have Jimmy scan over at a stop and you guys can see this killer mustache I'm rocking. Looks like it's going to be a little onside kick by Savage. Going to be recovered by the Bulldogs. Going to start out in good position. That was number 9, Landon, for the Bulldogs. That's going to place the ball at the 40-yard line. Klein Wildcat. Oh, going to do a little fake handoff to I don't quite know who, but Christopher Kovalevich. Great play by Kovalevich as he comes down and wraps up number 20, Trevor Klein. It kind of looked like Klein was trying to give a little handoff there to Dylan Davidson. Fakes it. Realizes that it was not the right direction and takes himself for about 4 yards, but they are going to have a false start on the offense. It's going to back them up 5. Oh, man, we're having a great time up here on the top of the press box. Even though here on Dragon Sports Network, your Dragons trail 28-0, we're trying to make this as entertaining as possible. Dirty Laundry comes flying in, delay a game against the Bulldogs. The clock is winding here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs are backed up about 17 yards as it's 2nd and 17, it looks like. Klein, Busby in the backfield, handoff to Klein. Klein's going to try to bounce it in the middle. Christopher Kovalevich is going to find him again, but misses the tackle. He's going to be wrapped up on the play. Looks like it was number 51, Quincy Brooks, on the tackle. The East Buchanan Bulldogs are going to try to get the ball moving quick. 3rd and 10. Pressure. Busby's going to look to air it out. Not going to have a man. And and they throw the flag. Oh, that was a little late. But the flag does come out. Kind of thought the ball was a little bit non-catchable, but they decide it was catchable for Mason Brown, as that is going to be a huge pass interference on 3rd down as Busby looks to air it out. Under center. Motion, Klein, pitch to Klein. End around. Spencer Cunningham comes downfield and makes a tackle. Good tackle by Spencer Cunningham, number 8 for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons. Spencer Cunningham has 58 tackles on the season going into today. I think that's number 2. That's going to make it 60 on the season for Spencer Cunningham, as we are 7 games through this year. So you do the math. I think that's probably around his number, which is 8 per game tackles. Motion here on the outside. Motion. Going to come to this side. Number 7, I think that's Mason Brown. He's going to stiff arm a guy. Gang of about, looks like 4 yards on the play by Mason Brown. As that little shovel pass is going to be good for about 4 yards. Klein in the backfield, they're going to go right to him here. Handoff Klein, he's going to pass it. Tackle made on the outside by Jackson Savage. Great play on Aiden Rhodes by Jackson Savage, but that is going to get a first down for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. I thought they'd go right back to Trevor Klein and run it for the first down, but Clyde proves that not only can he run, but he can pass as well, and gets the first down throwing the ball for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Your Dragons trail on Dragon Sports Network, 28-0, as you can tell. It's going to be under center. It's going to be motion. Offside is going to be against the East Buchanan Bulldogs. That'll back them up 5. First and 15. Ball's on the 40. Thanks again to everybody who is listening in at home here on the Dragon Sports Network. Busby's going to look to outside. He's going to pump fake, keeping it. He's going to look downfield, though. Good defensive coverage on the play by the Dragons, but the White Hat's going to throw a flag. I don't know what the flag is going to consist of. Maybe a holding. But we got a flag on the play. We've got a blindside block by number 57, Nick Klein. It's going to back him up another 15. That is going to make this a long first and 10, 20, 30. That's going to be a first and 30 for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. Ball's placed on their 45 now. It's going to look to air it out. Tip pass intended for number 5, Dylan Davidson. As he threw a rocket, incomplete. Stops the clock at 8 minutes and 21 seconds here in the third quarter. We've got a full house here at Boston, Missouri on both sides. Going to be under center again. Handoff up to Klein. Klein spins off a Dragon defender. Does get wrapped up eventually for a no gang on a play, as looks like it was Quincy Brooks on the tackle for the Dragons. There is a flag, though. We've got trucks pulling through fields. UTVs onlooking the game. Illegal chop blocks. We've got it all here at Fawcett, Missouri. We've even got high winds as well, if I haven't already mentioned that. So now we've got second down and 45 as the clock runs. Just to about the 8-minute mark here in the third quarter. It's going to be second 45. Bulldogs shotgun formation. Dragons are going to drop back into coverage. They're going to look for a screen play. Ian Wagink is going to try to get there. He's not going to, but Trevor Klein will get dragged down at about the 50-yard line, making it third and 25, which is a little bit more manageable for the Bulldogs. let's see if the Dragons can get off the field here on defense against this East Buchanan Bulldogs. Looks like it's going to be a little spin move by Busby. He's going to look to air it out downfield. He's going to hesitate. He's still at the line of scrimmage. Going to air it. Going to throw it. Catch made. Wow. Tipped off of a Mid-Buchanan defender. Catch will be made by number 5, Dylan Davidson, as it is going to make it 4th and 11. We'll see what the Coach Dan Ritter and this East Buchanan team decides to do with it. 3rd and 11. So far, they've been aggressive in regards to just going for it. There's no sense in not. Mid-Buchanan does look like they are going to send about 5. They about jump. They do send 5. Pressure on the outside by Brown. Busby's going to scramble. He's going to look to air it out downfield, throwing it to the sideline, but that's going to be incomplete, as it's going to be a turnover on downs for this Mid-Buchanan Dragons defense. Let's go. The Dragons defense gets a big stop to start the 3rd quarter, as looks like the 6 minutes did wind down on the clock, but they get a stop, not letting the East Buchanan Bulldogs put up any more points here in the 3rd quarter, or in this game in and of itself. Shotgun formation, we are going to start out. It does look like Rafe Smith will not return for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons, so we have Jackson Savage at quarterback. He's going to fake the snap to Ian Waginka. Carrying it himself, he's going to have, that's a good hard run by Jackson Savage. Let's get something going here in Mid-Buchanan Dragons offense, as Jackson Savage is now going to lead the charge for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons. We might see a little mixture of Ian Waginka at quarterback, maybe even see a little Christopher Kovalevich, which is a freshman. He might play a couple snaps as well. Who knows what Coach Fritz is going to throw in here, as now the Dragons have to look at this game without their starting quarterback. Third and 6. Dragons, ball is on the 40-yard line. Shotgun, pitch out to Waginka. Good block on the outside. Great block by Nolan McGarry on the outside, giving Ian Waginka a little lane. That's going to be good for a Mid-Buchanan Dragons first down. Ball's going to be placed on the East Buchanan 49-yard line, as the Dragons get a big first down on 3rd down on a little option play from Jackson Savage to Waginka. You tuned into the Dragons Sports Network. I like to use the saying, when in doubt, Waginka it out, because he is electric when it comes down to it. He has, this season alone, 16 touchdowns. They're going to look to Porter Pearson on the outside. On the little streak route, faded out, and Porter Pearson incomplete, as Jackson Savage takes a shot towards the sideline. Second and 10. Dragons. Savage going to fake the pitch to Ian Waginka. Gets about 2 yards. It's going to make it 3rd and 9. Three minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's 3rd and 9. Savage, pitch out to Waginka. Waginka's going to fumble it. But it's going to be picked up. Thankfully, it is going to be picked up by Quincy Brooks. Heads up play by the offensive lineman for the Dragons, Quincy Brooks, as he does recover the fumble, as it was a little mishap between the two on Jackson Savage to Waginka. With time, that will come, though. It is the first time that we are seeing Jackson Savage take the reins at quarterback. Dragons do decide to kick the punt. It's going to take a Mid-Buchanan Dragons bounce a little bit as the wind's going to blow it all the way down to, it looks like, the 8 or 9 yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 for the East Buchanan Bulldogs, who take over on offense. Ball is going to be placed on about the 9 yard line. Looks like they're going to show 4 motion man. Handoff Klein, middle. Klein is going to get tackled by a couple of Dragons. As it's kind of been the story of the day for the Bulldogs, is Klein's rushing game. They've been very effective in the rush against this Mid-Buchanan Dragons defense. Offensive line's doing a good job for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. Shotgun, Busby, looking to pass, going to have pressure, but he's going to have Trevor Klein. Tackle made, great tackle made by Porter Pearson as he tackles him before he gets out running. The Dragons had free reign at Busby, but when you get free reign at the quarterback and you're not blocked, there's something going on. And that's exactly what was happening there, folks. It was a little screenplay, and Trevor Klein gets the first down for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. Ian Waginka is going to show blitz on the outside here. It's going to be a motion to this side. Chris Kovalevich is going to come down and try to make the play. He's going to break a tackle by Mason Brown's going to break a tackle, and then he's going to get wrapped up by number 8, Spencer Cunningham. Chris Kovalevich was the initial tackler on the play, does not make the play, but he's got backup as Spencer Cunningham comes out of nowhere to make the tackle. Shotgun formation, Aiden Smith in the backfield with Busby. Trevor Klein will be in the flat. That's where they're going to go. Bubble route. Waginka is going to follow it, and he gets all the way to the play as he smells it out and follows it. Gets all the way over there. It's going to be short. Well, just when I thought it was short, they're going to give Trevor Klein and the East Buchanan Bulldog offense a first down. That's going to make it 1st and 10, East Buchanan. East Buchanan Bulldogs and Coach Dan Ritter are going to let the clock run down, it looks like, into the 4th quarter as the East Buchanan Bulldogs lead 28-0 here at Fawcett, Missouri. As that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter, I'd like to take a second to thank some of our sponsors: Shelter Insurance, State Farm Insurance, Top Notch Roofing, Ussery Farms, Victory Chevrolet, Riverside Supply Company, Stephen Frieden Excavating, and Legacy Underground. Thank you all for sponsoring the Dragons and the Dragon Sports Network. So far, we have a scoreless second half. Subscribe. If you are a part of the Dragon Sports Network, we would have greatly appreciated, or the Dragon Sports fandom, we would appreciate all of you all who hit that subscribe button and become members of the Dragon Sports Network. Also, like to send a shout out to the women's volleyball team as they host districts coming up next week, and give a special shout out to the softball program as well. It does look like we've got a number 10 for the Dragons. Jackson Savage is hurting, as I think he got the wind knocked out of him. Trevor Klein's going to take it. Wrapped up by Ian Waginka and Christopher Kovalevich. Great play on defense by the two. Just wanted to shout out some of the programs here at Mid-Buchanan. I believe the softball team is going up against Lawson in the first round, and then you got the volleyball team as well, and both have played well this year, so good luck to the girls. And Klein is going to get wrapped up just short of the first down marker. Some notable players for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons team that have stepped up and stepped in this game. Nick Payne being one on the outside. Sophomore. Goodness blocking. Holy moly. We've got 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Thanks again to all those who are tuning in at home. Smith going to rotate, motion. Busby's going to look downfield. Busby's going to find a little, looked like it was a little curl route on the outside to Mason Brown. Busby had a pocket to throw in. No panic as he steps up and makes the completion. They're going to throw it again. Looking downfield, the seam. Might have been some contact, but they don't throw the flag. It doesn't look well. There is a flag, and they are going to call it on Chris Kovalevich as for pass interference there. As it's going to be half the distance to the goal. It's going to make it. Ball's going to be placed on the 20. I wouldn't blame you guys if you muted me. I don't know how the audio is today. Like I mentioned, it's I'm trying to cover the mic up because of all the wind, but they're going to pitch it out here. That was a pitch to number 5, Dylan Davidson. As he gets up the sideline. Busby's going to hand it off to Klein. Klein's getting wrapped up by Ledger Memory. But it does look like there's going to be a flag on the play. I would guess they're going to call a personal foul face mask against Memory as went to wrap up Klein, and I think as he did, he accidentally grabbed the face mask. It's going to be an automatic first down, making it 1st and goal for the East Buchanan Bulldogs as the clock winds down just under the 9-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Busby's got Klein next to him. He's going to look to pass. Going to run a little action route. Ooh, Geeka almost could have cut that and made a pick. Looked like it was a great defensive play by number 9, Chris Kovalevich, as he knocks the ball down. Surprised the Bulldogs have not gone back to their heavy set and just ran it right up the middle to Klein, but I think they're trying to mix it up a little bit. Go to Klein. Klein makes a little juke set, and he scores again for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. Klein is a exceptional talent. Senior year for Trevor Klein, as he has been in some battles against this Mid-Buchanan Dragons team over the years. Very patient but explosive runner. And did I mention that he is fast? Because that is one thing. He is fast. So that's going to put the clock at a running clock here, with the Dragons trailing 35-0 here in the 4th quarter. We're going to get that score updated for you. It is Friday the 13th, folks, and we appreciate everybody who is tuned in and not watching horror movies at home. But unfortunately, if you're a Dragon Sports Network fan and you are watching this game, it is kind of a little bit scary in regards to the score. Our Dragons are trailing 35-0 here at home. This will be the 2nd win in 5 years for the Bulldogs at Mid-Buchanan High School. Spencer Cunningham's going to take it himself all the way to the 37-yard line for the Dragons. Offensively, Mid-Buchanan has continued to try to find our identity on offense. Now we have lost our starting quarterbacks, Rafe Smith, and it's made this game kind of a little bit in shambles, just for the fact that you don't really prepare to lose your starting quarterback in the 1st quarter, darn near the very 1st or 2nd drive. So not an excuse, just a complete fact in regards to the fact is, I mean, having a backup changes the game plan. It changes the dynamic of the offense. It changes a lot of different things. So being said, we're getting a little run action going with Spencer Cunningham. As as he's doing a good job toting the rock here late in the game. And tip your hat to the East Buchanan Bulldogs as they come in here ready to play. Offensive line played well for them. Trevor Klein always plays well. Busby has had a solid game. No turnovers for him. Tip your hat to the East Buchanan Bulldogs as they come up in here and put up 35 on the Mid-Buchanan Dragons defense. But like I said, this Dragons team does not have any quit men, folks. So continue to tune in because I have a feeling that they have got a surprise score here soon. As Jackson Savage takes it, as right when I say it, Savage all the way in for 6. As Savage finds a little hole in the offense. Oh my goodness, I don't know if he's cramping or what, but gosh darn it, get up. Come on now. Yeah, all right, there we go. Right as I say, the Dragons offense getting the ball into the end zone, they score. So the Dragons do not get skunked here at Mid-Buchanan High School at home against the East Buchanan Bulldogs. I guess they're going to pull Jackson Savage off because he apparently cramped and fell down. So they're going to go ahead and have Savage come off the field. Soon as I said something about the Dragons not quitting and they play till the final second, Jackson finds a hole in the offense and scampers for 45 or so, 50 for the touchdown. Cunningham's going to take it, slips and falls, and does not pick up the 2-point conversion. That's going to take our score to 35-6 as the running clock stops here in Fawcett, Missouri. That is actually Jackson Savage's first touchdown of the season. And what an amazing time late in the game. Offense has had some ups and downs, more downs than ups, and gets a big play here late in the fourth quarter, taking our score to Mid-Buchanan 6, East Buchanan 35. So for all of you listeners at home, just a quick recap on here on the Dragon Sports Network. From what I've seen, what I saw on the field earlier on in regards to the quarterback for the Mid-Buchanan Dragons, is he got wrapped up on the play, and he did come out. I didn't see it with my own eyes, but I was told that he did come out. Looked like he more than likely probably got hurt, and it has not returned for the game. I don't know the severity or the details behind it. That is all I know. But I would say that we all can look on the YouTube channel and all can watch. We have not seen him back, so we hope and pray that if he is hurt, we hope and pray that it's a speedy recovery, and he gets back on the field soon. Coach Fritz and the Dragons are going to call a timeout. We've got 249 views here on the Dragon Sports Network If you guys get our likes up to 50, I will show my ugly mug on camera. 50 likes. So that is the target goal. If you guys get 50 likes, I will show my face on camera. I might even have Jimmy show his face on camera. Okay, Jimmy says no. Okay, so Jimmy says no, but I might show my face if we can get that like up all the way up to 50 likes. Trying to have some fun here. I see one. Okay, there we go. We're getting some motion. Klein's going to take it. Klein's going to get tracked down by some Dragons. It's crazy how Trevor Klein, it looks like, if you ever come watch or if you're just watching at home, it looks almost like he's not running fast, but I can tell you he's fast. He's very fast. And when he gets out in open field, it's almost like it's just patient. It's a lot of patience. And I feel like once he turns the jets on, you're going to be chasing him. You're going to be chasing him. So it is a difficult task to contain the young man. It's going to be handoff. Aiden Smith. Uh-oh, you guys are hitting the like button, and I appreciate you guys hitting the like button, but you're making me nervous. I don't know if I want to put my face on camera. Oh man. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Fawcett, Missouri. Your Dragons trail 35-6. Coach Fritz is going to call a timeout. That is going to give everyone here on the Dragon Sports Network time to smash the like button. Like I said, I mean, it's a target goal of 50 likes, and I will I'll show my ugly mug on the live stream. You guys will get to see the mustache. I maybe should have bumped it up to 100 because you guys have already got halfway there in a matter of a minute or so. Uh-oh, someone unliked it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just kidding. Don't, not everybody start unlocking it. Oh gosh, we're up to 27. Okay, back to the game, folks. 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Now, I said 50. It has to happen before 4 minutes is up. So the clock is ticking, as it does look like the East Buchanan Bulldogs do end up putting in their second unit. Grayson Weston's going to try to make a play in the backfield, does not. So this is going to be Unit 2 for the East Buchanan Bulldogs as they are up 35-6. And all of those who are still listening, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't been around or haven't heard, at 50 likes, I will show my face on camera. We're just having a little fun here with the clock winding down here in the fourth quarter. As nice little moves, let me get my roster out before it flies away. That looks like it's going to be Bode Griffin on the play for the Bulldogs, as Bodie, said Bode, but I'm guessing it's Bodie, makes it about 4th and 4. The likes keep on trickling in, folks. We've got 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go. Wow, what a nice ball. Let me see this roster again. Number 6, Phoenix Brock throws a nice pass to Chase Klein on the outside. That's going to make it a first down as it does advance the chains for the East Buchanan Bulldogs. The clock is going to stop at 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter on the Dragon Sports Network. We've got a little like goal going on. To 50 likes, you'll get to see myself and my mustache on camera, which will not be here next week. So, special one-time offer with 2 minutes to go to see this mustache. We're having a little fun. It's been kind of a tough game for the Dragons here on the Sports Network, and the goal is to enjoy watching high school football and enjoy the kids leave it all out there on the field, and that's what we've seen today on both sides of the field. East Buchanan has taken the upper hand in regards to the score, but both teams have come out and played a hard-fought game, as it does make it 3rd and 16 to go. You guys got 1 minute and 22. I think you're going to fall short of the 50 likes on the stream to see me, so thank you for not getting there. As there is 1 minute 7 to go. We're at 37. Woo! Under a minute. We've got under a minute to go. Motion. Faked it. Oh my gosh, he's going to take it himself. Phoenix takes it himself. All the way to the outside. He's going to almost get there as Phoenix takes it all the way down to the, looks like the 7-yard line for the East Buchanan Bulldogs, as they're going to get the clocks. Good little play by Phoenix for the Bulldogs. Kind of like fake pitch handoff and took it himself for an oodles amount of yards. I don't even know how many that was. How many yards was that, Jimmy? Jimmy said a lot. So there you have it. Let's see if the Dragons can get a stop here with 44 seconds to go. As looks like they're just going to go ahead and take a knee. Going into the end of the game, we've got 35 seconds to go. You guys are at 40 likes, so 10 short. It's not quite over yet as the clock winds down. Under 25 seconds. 22. 20. We've come short, folks, this week on the Dragon Sports Network to see my face, Alex Burkhardt's face, on camera. Your Mid-Buchanan Dragons, though, the game ended not in the way we would like, as the Dragons do fall to the East Buchanan Bulldogs 35-6. The Dragons get a late touchdown here in the fourth quarter by Jackson Savage. And they do hold the East Buchanan Bulldogs to only 7 in the second half. But that being said, holding them to 7 in the second half is not quite going to get it done, as the Mid-Buchanan Dragons fall here at home. That puts their record at 5-3 on the season. And the East Buchanan Bulldogs stay undefeated, and they take the KCI championship outright. We appreciate all of you who tuned into the live stream tonight. 45 likes, just 4 short of seeing my face. And Jimmy, we just pointed, it went to 46. You guys fell short. 48. I can't, don't do it to me. I told you the game is over. We can't show my face if the game is over. Okay, it went back down, folks. So I think that's going to, let's see, final. Let's Let's go to the. All right. That'll do it here on the Dragon Sports Network. Thank you guys all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Have a good one.